Hey, this is Yusef and Rusty for CraftyAcuity.com. Yusef.crow@gmail.com for commissions, or for those of you who don't know what commissions are, which it took me the longest to figure out. A commission is basically when you pay somebody to do some artwork and they give it a funky name, commission. I don't quite get that whole. Why don't you just say, hey, if you want to pay me some artwork, for some artwork, then, you know, here's your money. Do some drawings, because that's what it was when I was a kid. That's what it was called when me and my friend were sitting at the comic book convention selling our stuff. It's just, hey, do you want to draw or buy some drawings? And the person goes, yeah. And then they say, I'll be back in 20 minutes. And I'm like, cool. And I draw them something. They come back and then they pay me. And I never said, hey, here's your commission, because I'm trying to sound professional. Commission? You want to commission? You want to commission me to do some things? I'm a commissioner, and I tell other people to do commissions. Anyway, so I want to talk about left-handed people. And for those of you, all right, bless you, Rusty. For those of you who don't know how to bless you, goodness gracious. For those of you who don't understand how handedness works, left and right handedness, basically your right and left hemispheres control the opposite side of your body, and thus, if you are a dominant person on your right hand, that means you're a left brain dominant. If you're a dominant person on your left hand, then you are right brain dominant. Now, supposedly the right brain is controlling the left side of the body, which controls more of the spatial things like pictures and videos and things. You take things in visually, like dresses and things like that. You remember in colors and things like that, and you're most likely thinking out of the right side of your brain. If you like to read a lot and you can smash down some math, except you're not so good when it's about finding X, but you're great at the whole mental math thing. You can work the pencils around or the numbers around. Then you're usually a left hemisphered person, which is working off your right side. Anyway, the thing is that my wife's friend, who is a neurologist, was explaining to me that there's a few people who are left-handed, about 10% of the left-handed people, that actually have their brains twisted around. So the right hemisphere for a normal person would be the left hemisphere for these type of right-handers, or left-handers. So they would be left-handed, uh, but with all the attributes of a right-handed person, which I think is pretty interesting. There's a few people that actually have their organs and everything switched up like a mirror image, so their liver would be on the other side of the body and things like that. But bless you, what the heck's going on over there, Rusty? But sorry, I lost my train of thought because Rusty's over here sneezing all on my body. Anyway, I'm not left-handed in this way. Obviously, my brain lends itself to more spatial things. I can't read very well, which kind of sucks. And I just don't see things in words. As a matter of fact, if I'm working on some project, like a logo or something, and I write a word too much, then it doesn't even look like the word that I'm trying to write. It just looks like some weird symbol that I spelled wrong, even if it's the right spelling of the word, which is really awkward to me, especially since I'm cognizant of it happening. The way that they find out how you are, though, is really based on them doing tests and putting you in a thing, and measuring how the brain the brain activity works. So if you start doing some sort of language thing, which is normally in the left brain, and you study the language, and then signals in the right brain start firing off, then that means that you have the little reverse brain thing going on. I think that's pretty interesting. That's why I'm talking about that instead of explain or complaining about, regular stuff. So have fun.